Okay, let's talk about paddling in tandem. The strokes and maneuvers need to be coordinated between the bow paddler and the stern paddler. Now, the bow paddler is the one who's in charge, and will be calling out the turns, the maneuvers, and then even when to switch sides while you're paddling straight. Paddling is done on opposite sides when you're going straight. That's the first thing. But a correction stroke or a J stroke will occasionally be performed by the stern paddler if the canoe begins to wander off course. And before I explain how to do a correction stroke or a turn or a pivot, I'll explain the terms used for hand paddle placement. So the hand at the top of the paddle is called your control hand, and the hand on the shaft is called the shaft hand. The correction stroke, at the end of the forward stroke, the shaft hand is placed on the gunnel with the paddle still in hand, and the blade will be slowly pried out away from the stern by the control hand. The correction stroke should take the same amount of time that it takes the bow paddler to do one forward stroke. So the stern paddler then resumes paddling in unison with the bow paddler. On a turn, the bow paddler places the paddle into the water vertically along the side of the gunnel with the blade parallel with the canoe. The blade is then turned slowly in the direction of the turn. Once the bow paddler has initiated the turn, the stern paddler will switch sides to the same side of the turn, or the same side as the turn, and then does a J stroke to assist in this turn. On a pivot, the bow paddler performs a pivot opposite the direction of the pivot. The stern paddler will be on the same side as the pivot. Start sweeping strokes with the paddle as parallel to the surface of the water as possible, beginning the stroke at each end of the canoe, stopping at 90 degrees perpendicular to the canoe, or at the middle of the canoe. Repeat this until your pivot is complete. With a little practice, these maneuvers will become second nature and much easier over time. Okay, this stroke is called the sculling draw, and it's really just a side slip type of thing, and it'll pull you into shore or to a dock or what have you. But you'll start with your paddle straight up and down as vertical as possible, and you're going to do what's really a horizontal figure eight. And the leading edge of your paddle blade is always going to be turned away from you in the direction that you're traveling. So just keep going back and forth. You can see us doing it there, and that's all there is to it. Okay, what we're going to demonstrate here is another way to exit the canoe if your partner needs a little help getting out. So first thing, we come into shore, and we're going to turn this boat 180 degrees so that the stern paddler is toward the shore. So we'll back paddle here, get ourselves back to the bank, and then once I hit the bank, I'm going to get out of the canoe, and I'm going to pull it up on shore, as far as I think I need to keep everything stable. And then once I have it where I want it, I'm going to take my paddle and I'm going to lay it across the gunnels, and I'm going to signal to her that I'm ready. And she'll slowly get up, keep her center of gravity low. You'll see how she's crouching a little bit there. Got her knees bent, and then she'll take the paddle and lay it across the gunnels. Step over the seat, hold on to the gun a little bit until she gets to the center, and she'll use that paddle to stabilize herself until she gets to where she can get out of the canoe. That's all there is to it.